Welcome to Why Though the podcast.
We did it. That was amazing. Hello, Destiny Johnson.
Hello, Lizzy Acker. How are you?
I am doing great.
I love to hear that. Welcome back to Why Though the podcast.
Hello, we're here.
We're here. This is an advice podcast built off of Lizzy Acker's critically acclaimed, in my opinion, and I think many other people's opinions, but definitely mine. Advice column called Why Though.
Me, if you're a critic and you'd like to claim it, you can go to OregonLive.com/Why Though, WHYTHO, the cool spelling, and just read some columns, write a critique that's positive, and
then we can officially say it's critically acclaimed. But yeah,
until then,
I am critical of many things, and I claim that it's wonderful.
It's true.
Did you have a good weekend?
You know what I did? I had a good weekend.
Good.
I've had a headache a lot.
Did say that.
Could be, got new glasses. I'm back to my old glasses. So, but let's see. What did we do this weekend? I feel like I did have a good weekend. Yeah, we did the normal weekend stuff, which is like activities.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff because you have a kiddo, a young kiddo.
Swimming, soccer. Did get to go hang out at my parents' house. You know what I like about parents is you can invite yourself over to their house.
You sure can.
And then I also invited my brother.
Do you
over
adults
to his
grocery
house.
shop at your parents' house?
Oh, like take their food?
Certainly.
And if I don't, my child does.
There you go. Yeah.
My mom always has wheat thins and cream cheese, which to me does not sound good, but it is apparently to the granddaughters a
snack.
Supreme dream snack.
I'm on Nona's side with this one. It's a very good snack.
My brother was like, hey, what are you doing? 'Cause my kids are losing their minds. And I was like, I'm going to our parents' house. Do you want to come too? So
That's what grandparents are for.
I invited the whole family over. And it was actually just like really fun. It was like neither of our spouses came. So it was like a real old fashion Acker family time.
Love that.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Well, what about you? Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Yeah. I had a pretty chill weekend. I just did, you know what, I should have done more chores than I did, to be fair.
No,
I had big laundry plans. They turned into tiny laundry plans.
Yeah.
Like I did a little, but should have done more.
Yeah.
But I will do that this week because my mother's coming to town.
Wow. Destiny's mom. Shout out to Destiny's mom.
Shout out to
One
Destiny's
of the heroes
mom.
of this podcast.
So true. She is on the infamous texting list. And if you'd like to text Lizzy Acker, you can by
texting. It starts with a text and ends with a text.
It sure does.
Text the word advice to 503-751-8731 and then click the link and subscribe. And I will text you.
Like you text my mother.
Like I text your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun. It's if you ever, want to hear about things I'm thinking about.
A peek into Lizzy Acker's mind.
I think I'm going to... I was just telling Destiny someone earlier today, and I'm not going to add any judgment to this, but did say my child was an extrovert because she was very excited running into school every morning. She's thrilled to be going to school.
I love that.
I love it too. And it's true. Like, not every kid sprints to the door screaming her friends' names, but mine does.
Yeah.
And I love that about her.
I think it's very cute. So yeah, I should have done maybe more laundry, but I'll get to that at some point. I have to go get an oil change after work, so maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
I got a flat tire on Friday.
Oh,
which I didn't realize until I needed to be downtown. It was a really exciting adventure that involved me lifting from Les Schwab with my husband's guitar to City Hall.
I saw some of that on Instagram.
Because I had an interview I'd been trying to do for a while.
Didn't
get
the whole story, but yeah. Okay. Oh boy.
And then right after that, I was playing music for my daughter's class with my husband. He was playing guitar. We only have the one car, and it was a comedy of errors. And I just want to say shout out to 3 to 5-year-olds as an audience, because during Baby Beluga, I forgot the words because I was so distracted in my head, almost started crying. And they didn't even notice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They loved
just
it.
amped.
They had a great time.
Yeah.
And I was stressed to the max.
I sometimes wonder if people outside of journalism have such wild and intense stories. Like, one of my most intense stories is like leaving a convicted murder trial after the murderer turned around and talked to me, running up 3 flights of stairs in my reporter dress in full 3-inch heels, having a panic attack in my car to Fall Out Boy and not remembering how I arrived back at the office, and then just hammering out a 2,500 word story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that will live in me forever.
It's like if it was just like a normal thing, I would cancel it.
Yeah.
You know
but you had like a story with the
city
commissioner.
The city commissioner.
Yeah.
It's the last piece of a very big story I'm working on. I have to go. Like there's
there's
not a choice. And so anyway, that's where we are.
Yeah,
and
I would have loved to, after having a major panic attack in my car to Fall Out Boy, not have gone back to the office and finished my job. But sometimes you gotta. Yeah. Well, this is an advice podcast.
Yeah. We talk about all kinds of things.
We sure do. And we appreciate you listening. We do have a question that Lizzy has sent me via y'all, because one of the ways you can get a hold of her is by texting, but you can also email questions, and we answer them. So if Lizzy, if you're ready and primed to give some advice,
let's give some advice, Destiny.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
This question goes, Dear Lizzy, I have this issue where I want everyone to like me. Relatable.
Impossible, but relatable.
Yeah.
Impossible, relatable.
There are some people in my office that I genuinely don't like, but I still want them to like me. Imagine a man who isn't friendly, isn't nice, and doesn't seem particularly good at his job, but he glares at me. I'm great. Why doesn't he like me? Please help. Signed, pathological people pleaser.
Oh, that's a Taylor Swift reference. Yeah. Anyway, but Taylor Swift is definitely a pathological people pleaser, but I love Taylor Swift, so
I also
and I totally understand that. I do. You know, like why, as humans, do we want people to like us? And is this every human, or is it, because I feel like it's me. Destiny, is this you? Do you want everybody to like you?
I think it was a version of me, and I certainly feel like if somebody like overtly is like, I don't like you, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, like, but if I feel like I am past the point of trying to interpret someone's vibes. Does that make sense?
That's very smart. Yeah.
I don't know that it's smart as much as it's like, not my business.
Okay. Fair. That's fair.
I've kind of adopted the opinion, like I heard this and I think it changed my life. It like turned on a 31-year-old light bulb in my brain, and it was like, other people's opinions of you are not your business.
Ooh.
And I was like, you know what? It's kind of true.
That is kind of true. Yeah, and there's also this thing, which I think we talk about, at least we talk about off the pod, but I think we talk about it on the podcast too, like, you cannot read people's minds. Like, just because someone is glaring at you or in the direction of you doesn't even mean they're glaring at you. Just because someone's not smiling at you doesn't mean they don't like you. It could just mean they're having a bad day. They're not good at smiling. I have this like old friend, and his mom, I mean, we all know the phrase resting bitch face, right?
Yeah.
And it's a real thing, though. There are people who just have a face that makes you think they're upset. And that sucks to be them, don't you think? Because everyone is always coming at them with that energy, probably like, why are you mad at me? Why are you mad at me? When
I
really,
have resting bitch face.
You
but
do? You don't have it like in this way.
I
this
hold my face posture. So I hold a constant face posture because of it. Okay. My resting face it will never be seen.
I want to see it.
My resting face will never be seen in public. I am constantly face posturing. And if you think that sounds insane, it is. It is insane. This is the way that the world has taught me, an autistic 31-year-old woman, how to behave, because otherwise people approach you and think that you're mad at them. And I'm like, I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that that's like a real thing for people. And I just this one particular woman that I have known so long, I'm like, yeah, she's actually a very like lovely person. She's done some really, really genuinely sweet things for me in my life. And I'm always like, why does she hate me? Oh, you know, it's just like her face, but it has nothing to do with reality. So, I mean, I understand like wanting people to like you. I do.
Yeah.
I also think, I mean, You're not for everybody. You
Can't
wouldn't
it
want to
drive
be
you
for everyone.
crazy too?
It would drive you absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot be liked by everyone. And I think, you know, I do want to be liked by everyone, but I haven't always been liked by everyone. In fact, there's lots of people who really, really don't like me.
I want to name all the names.
I'm thinking back to middle school teachers. But there have been others. I mean, like, there definitely sometimes I will rub someone the wrong way.
Sure.
And generally that's someone who I don't care, really, you know, but I still like, oh, so I have to remind myself, like, that person isn't someone I want to be friends with.
Yes.
Like, I don't want them to, I don't care. I mean, as much as I care because I'm a human and I want everyone to like me, I really don't care about that particular person. Not everyone deserves me.
Yeah, in like a non-malevolent way, I don't care.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And I mean, I think one thing about being a journalist is we don't have the comment section anymore. Did you ever have to write stories in the days of the comment section?
I sure did.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good education, and not everyone's gonna like you. But
it was rough.
It was rough. And, you know, frequently I feel like I could be like,
I mean, social media is the comment section.
yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, I mean, recently, like, I was like on the reel when someone was like commenting on Nona's last name.
Nona's name. Yeah,
her last name is secret, but I would be like, look, those are Nazis. They're Nazis. I don't want Nazis to like me. I'm actually glad that Nazis hate me. It's a good thing that Nazis don't like me. There are some people in this world who I disagree with on such an extreme level. I do think they're people, they're human, and there is something valuable inherently inside of them.
By the way, she means literal Nazis.
I mean literal
She's not
Nazis.
joking. Like,
like people
when people comment on our journalism.
Yeah, they are. They wish to be.
They
might not be like a card-carrying member of the group.
Sure, right.
But they would certainly
like
get
people
one
in hate
if it was
groups,
available.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Like, those are people that don't like me sometimes.
Right.
And I'm okay with it. There have been occasions when I've angered a group that I did like. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there was a time when the whole feminist community of Portland was angry with me, and I felt sad.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. I felt like, well, I've missed the mark here.
Yeah.
And maybe they have also, you know, like, they're not. Well, look, we've all been, maybe we haven't all. I've been canceled many times.
Sure.
And if we call cancellation just like a group of people being like, you're a bad person. But that is an experience that can teach you it's okay if someone doesn't like everything you do all the time.
Yes.
And it's also okay to make mistakes. It's okay to, I don't know, just like not put, well, more than okay. It's very important that you don't put all your worth in what people are giving back to you. Like, that has to be an internal thing, or else you are going to go crazy.
Yeah. I also think, what kind of person would you be if every person liked you?
Oh, God,
I don't know that you would be a person for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I would never set out with the intention to have the kind of personality that would rub people the wrong way.
Right.
You know, like, I think everybody knows somebody who's like that. Everybody knows somebody who's like,
that's their whole vibe.
Yeah, that's their whole vibe, is to irritate people.
Yeah.
And
you just don't get me.
I can't say that those people are for me. They're for somebody, and that's okay. I would never be like mean or rude or whatever to them. That's just not my personal philosophy, right? But I also think that I get so much personal fulfillment out of being myself, right? As a 31-year-old woman now, and not a 15-year-old girl. Right. The 15-year-old girl really wanted people to like her. Just so desperately wanted to be liked and seen. And now I look back at her and I say, I like you when I see you. And I think that you know, fulfills a lot for me. And I hope that as people age, regardless of gender or non-gender, that you can look back at your younger self and say, I like you and I see you. And that can give you the strength and the courage to be an adult who maybe not everybody likes and sees. Exactly. So you can be yourself, because I think that that's important. And it just means so much more when people do like you. Totally. Because the right people like you, and you get to keep those people around, and you like them. It's like a mutual thing, you know?
Right. Yeah. The more you can authentically be yourself, I do think, like, the happier you can be.
Yeah.
and you cannot authentically be yourself and have everyone like you.
Correct.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Because most people are not authentically being themselves, and so just that alone makes other people uncomfortable.
For sure.
And people who are trying really hard to hide something about themselves or feel very self-conscious. I mean, I think those are the people that you're kind of I mean, some of the people that are like openly trying to get other people mad or aggressive,
like a little hostile.
Yeah, like those people are probably scared. They're scared about something, about who they are. They don't feel like they can authentically be themselves.
It's like the strike first kind of people.
Right, yeah. So I think, well, I don't know if this is helpful, pathological people pleaser, but just remember that if you can you're great. You're great. And people will like you or they won't like you. And honestly, they probably won't even think about you that much. So don't spend too much time worrying about who doesn't like you. Spend a lot more time remembering to like yourself.
Yeah, the right people will like you.
Right.
Whoever that is for you. And that may not be the right people for me or the right people for Lizzy or, whoever. But like, and it'll be the right people for you.
Even Taylor Swift, not everybody likes her.
That's true.
Even Taylor Swift.
Although I do think it's a little bit of a red flag when somebody just out of nowhere is like, I don't like Taylor Swift. Like, okay,
certainly.
Okay. Tell me why.
A bit of a red flag. But
you can
if
not
you don't like Taylor Swift, that's fine.
You can not like her music, but be a girl's girl.
Right, exactly. Actually, I may have already mentioned this. How one of my friends was like, I have something to tell you.
yeah, that's right.
I don't like Taylor Swift's music.
That's
I like
okay.
Taylor Swift. I
That's
don't like her
okay.
music. I was like, yeah, you know what?
It's totally
I respect
fine.
you.
Yeah, if you're like not into that kind of pop music, I respect that.
I like you as a person. I really don't care even one tiny bit what kind of music you listen to.
No, me
my husband and I, like I feel like when I was a kid, I would have been like a young person even up until I met my husband. Even I was like, we must like the same music or else this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
We legitimately, we were in a band together and we still don't even like the same kind of music. There's a few crossovers.
I didn't know you and your husband were in a band together. That's cool.
Together. I played the keys. He does all the other stuff. He's the really musical one. And we don't like the same music. Like I'll be listening to some sad boy being sad, and he'll be like, "What is this? I'm so I'm offended by it."
Let me feel.
One of my favorite bands is the Mountain Goats, and he will like pull the car over if I put it on and walk away. He hates it so much.
That's so funny.
And I love him, and we have a child. And
there you go. Yeah, successful life.
Yeah, seems as successful as any life.
Yeah. Goes to show
I like him. I love him.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, pathological people pleaser. It'll be okay. Yeah. Not everyone. The reality is that not everyone is going to like you.
Right.
Just be as nice as you can.
Specifically to yourself.
And
others.
Go forth. Be true
Golden
to
rule.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
it's a lifelong project.
Some people find it difficult to be themselves.
That is also a lifelong project. And that is, I think it's important though. One thing I love about being older and older and older is like I'm less and less concerned with what other people think, like especially on the level of like what you're wearing or what you like, Taylor Swift, I feel okay saying I like Taylor Swift, but I probably wouldn't have 10 years ago.
Sure.
But
I used to relish a lot in the pushback of, I don't know if you're viewing us, you may be listening to us, but you can also view us on the Oregonian's YouTube channel. And
you should.
We post a video every week of this very podcast that you're listening to. And Lizzy and I are very cute. You can watch her drinking tea right now. I have an alternative look, if you will. I do stuff with my hair. I have facial piercings, got a lot of tattoos, I wear a lot of makeup. And I used to really relish in the pushback that I would get of that. Not here in Portland. I look like a regular person in Portland.
That's
I'm
really
from
funny.
a small town. And so I looked like a weirdo in my small town. I moved to Portland. I look like everybody else. It's totally fine. But now that I'm older, like I I don't need the validation of the pushback anymore. And
Yeah.
now I'm just living my life, and I don't really want anybody to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I used to be like, yeah, stick it to the man. And I
Right.
think that's like growing up and being like more comfortable in yourself.
Totally.
Is that you just like don't need the input, good or bad, from other people.
Yeah, that's the ideal situation.
And I hope that for you at some point,
Yeah.
pathological people pleaser, that you don't like need people to think of you negatively or positively as you move forward.
Right.
You just need the people around you who love and care about you.
Yeah. One thing I will say that my mom, I think I already kind of said this, but like my mom, love her. She sometimes will be like, they're just not thinking about you. You know what I mean? Like they aren't. Everyone is really involved in their own thing. So usually when someone's like glaring at you, they're just actually glaring and thinking about something else.
Yeah.
About themselves.
I love that theory, to be honest.
It's like they're not thinking about you. Should we do a little smash or pass, Destiny?
I think we should. I think we advised pretty well.
We
what do you
did
think?
advice.
Yeah.
I think so.
So we're gonna move on to smash or pass. If you're new to the pod, thanks so much for listening. This is a little section where we talk about things we like, aka things we would smash, or things we don't like, aka things we would pass. Do you have a thing that you would smash this week?
I will. It's kind of funny, I think, for me, because I hate running, but I have recently started like jogging a little bit again.
Oh.
So I'm gonna smash jogging a little bit.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate running. That's how I would definitely talk about. But the other day, a friend of mine was like, should we do a 5K next year? And I was like, I could easily do that. Unwarranted confidence probably, but like a 5K, yeah, like I could jog that and walk a little bit of it. I ride my bike a lot. I'm in okay shape, you know, probably more confidence than was earned. And then a couple days later, our coworker Michael Russell was like, we were gonna go out to lunch and he was gonna jog there close to my house, and I was like, I will jog with him. And I did, and I was like, I can actually, it's hard, but there's something I do like about it. I have never really in my life, every 5 years or so, I'll be like, I'm going to do running. And I will do it until my knees hurt or I hate this so much. But this time I have been like, I don't actually hate it. I don't know why. Maybe my brain is broken. I'm not running very far. I'm saying like 1.5 miles. And I'm definitely walking in there. But like, I don't know. It's a great way to get sweaty really quick.
Love that for you.
Like I said, I'm not sure. Talk to me in 2 weeks and it may be my pass.
Sure. It's always going to be my pass, ladies and gentlemen. I only lift heavy things. I will always pass on cardio.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I love that I know I have a lot of friends who run who really get into it.
Yeah.
I've always been one of those people who like can only do creative cardio. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not entertained, I'm not interested in
totally.
it. But I like that because I like that you are doing something but just chasing the serotonin. You know what I mean? Like doing something that's good for your body but chasing the serotonin, I think is the perfect amount of doing something correct for your body.
Right. And I think that maybe like since I've set such a low bar for myself, I'm hoping to keep it a little fun.
Yeah.
You know, because like
it should be.
I think in the past I'm like, oh, I got to go this far and
don't make it too serious. Just listen to your body and whatever feels good.
Mile this morning. The other thing is that you can just like leave your house and do it.
Yeah.
I love to ride my bike, as you know, but I am a real fair weather bike rider. I don't like to ride my bike in the rain.
Yeah.
And that requires getting a lot of different clothes on. And you're going to be, to make it worth it, you've got to go a ways.
Yeah.
But I have to make it worth it on my bike. I feel like I have to ride my bike 10 miles. But I could run a mile and be like, yeah, that was hard. I'm done.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I did something today, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love that. Very good.
We'll see. We'll check back on this.
Yeah. Please do keep me updated.
I don't have a lot of confidence in myself, but we'll see.
Well, my smash is kind of almost opposite to that, since you were like, I'm a fair weather bike rider. It's about to get real rainy in Portland, and that is my smash.
Yeah.
I'm so ready. Give me that Portland weather, twilight. Give me that blue tinted everything. I'm ready for it to rain. Here's why. One, again, if you're not watching this podcast, you can watch it, but I'm pale. Like Victorian
really
child
true.
who's been kept inside because they have tuberculosis. And also, when the sun is out, because it's not out a lot this time of year, I feel like I should be doing things with it.
Yeah.
Because it goes away so early in the day, like 4:30. Literally, the sun is setting at like 4:30. I know people on the West Coast are like, that's not true. It's true.
Yeah. And on the East Coast, you mean?
Yes, I'm sorry. Did I say West?
Yeah.
I meant East. Yes.
Because we on the West Coast.
We're on
up
the West
here,
Coast.
we know.
Yes.
It's set.
We're up high and on the West Coast. So it goes away so early in the day and it's dark for so long here. And also because it does rain a lot this time of year. Like the joke is like it's going to rain for like the next 9 months. And that's true. And toward the end of it, I am over it and I'm ready for the sun to come back. In the beginning, I feel great. I'm like ready. That was my insulin pump. I'm so sorry. I'm not dying. Everything is fine. I get excited because I get excited to drink tea. I get excited to sit inside and read books. I have a lot of indoor activities. I like to do yoga. I like to crochet. A lot of things that are conducive to being inside and wearing cozy clothes and not being outside in the rain.
Yeah.
But listening to the rain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love to listen to the rain.
So I'm ready for the rain, smashing the rain. It's about to be super rainy toward the end of this week. My mother is going to be in town. We're going to watch all the movies we like to watch and eat rainy day snacks and just be cozy. Yeah. And I'm ready for it. So.
Okay. Well, I support you.
Thank you so much.
And
I know there are a lot of rain haters who live here, but.
Well, I think that if you've lived here your whole life, I mean, like.
I'm sure it's kind of exhausting.
When I was a kid, I grew up in Corvallis. I was born in Eugene. I'm real Pacific Northwest most of my life. By February, I'd be like, the world is ending.
Yeah, toward the end, it's a little rough.
Yeah. And when I moved to San Francisco, where I lived for 8 years in my 20s, I was like, what? In February, I didn't feel sad. And I was like, what's happening? I can go outside and I did love the weather in California. I'm not gonna lie.
When the sun comes out here in Oregon, like after the winter, it does feel like you're coming out of being held captive.
Yeah, and you know what? You never get that feeling in California.
It's true. You kind of get thankful for it.
I had the same clothes. I wore the same clothes year round. Like when I moved back, I was like, oh, I got to get a coat again.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that when I moved
all I
here.
wore was like a light sweater all the time. You know. I will say global warming is bad, and it has also made the weather in Oregon slightly more manageable.
Okay, yeah.
It's not. I don't. It hasn't been as horribly rainy. Of course, it gets very, very hot in the summer too. Now as an adult, I also know how to manage it better.
Sure.
You know, like when we were kids, why no one wore rain boots? It wasn't cool to wear rain boots, so everyone had wet shoes, all like wet tennis shoes, and we were wearing those baggy jeans.
Ooh,
so like
the
back
heavy
of your jeans would get just like
and ripped, wet,
wet. Sweatshirts. No one had a raincoat. Why? Those aren't cool, Destiny. So you're just wet.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah, I don't really.
And that wasn't fun, but that was sort of like a problem that we were manufacturing.
Yeah, I'm old, so I'll dress for the weather if I feel like it. However, I am wearing shorts a lot, even when it is cold outside, but that's more of a me problem. And I can adjust for that because I'm an adult.
Right.
If I want to.
Yeah, now that I can have the proper gear, I don't mind the rain so much.
There you go.
And I have a sauna, which we call sauna. We get the Finnish say sauna, my husband, whatever. Well, I have to say sauna. But it is in our garage. So that is very cozy and nice.
Love that.
And I have a warm house and I have boots and a jacket, and I don't wear baggy pants that are so baggy they're dragging on the ground anymore. And
much improved.
Much improved. Plus, I generally plan a trip for February.
Okay.
To a sunny location.
There you go.
Yeah. Which it was not something I could do when I was 12.
Yeah. You got a pass?
You know what? I do have a pass. And I just had it. And I was like, what is that pass that I'm going to pass? It's not going to be my headache, because you know what? I'm not going to complain about my headache anymore. I'm just going to drink more water. But just know that I have a headache.
She does. It's been happening. It's a long-term headache.
Yeah. It comes and goes. It's in different places in my head. It's just life. I'm going to get medical treatment. But what was I going to pass? Oh, my God. Do you have a pass?
I do. Yeah. Okay. It's along the lines of a headache. Mine's not a headache. Mine is passing on being a medical marvel. Not to like get too much into my medical stuff. I do talk about medical stuff a lot. It's just like really prevalent in my life, and I'm passionate about talking about it because if I don't, who will?
Right.
I have a lot of autoimmune problems. I have that rare type of diabetes, and then I got my blood drawn, and they were like, "There's something the matter with your liver. We think you need to lose weight." That's fine. I've been fat my whole life, and the only times I've ever really lost significant amount of weight is when there was something really the matter with me. So most recently when I was almost dying, unbeknownst to me, and then a few years ago when I had a pretty bad reaction to some medication they put me on. Whatever, that's fine. They're like, so we think that we want you to lose some weight. We're going to put you on a stimulant that's going to decrease your appetite. I said, that's fine, whatever. Yeah. I was on this same stimulant when I was like an older teen. It didn't really work then either. So I was like not super convinced. It does decrease. It's called phentermine. It's pretty popular. It's like, it was like popular in the 80s. And it's been studied long term for a long time. It's proven to help people lose weight, whatever. Lots of people are on it. Been on it for a while. I'm not losing any weight. I'm eating a lot less. I eat very healthy because there's a lot of stuff that matter with me. Went to a nutritionist because my doctor was like, maybe you're not eating enough food. Sometimes when you don't eat enough food, your body thinks it's starving itself and will hold on to the fat.
God,
like it'll put you in like starvation mode. It'll hold on to the fat. Because it thinks you're like in a cave somewhere starving.
It's the dead of winter and you're not getting
I'm literally eating like boom chicka pop in my bedroom playing video games. My body thinks it's starving. Okay, whatever. So I go to
together body.
I go to the nutritionist, and the nutritionist, super nice lady. She's like, I've only been puzzled a couple of times in my career, unsure why you're not losing weight, not sure why they put you on this medication because your diet was totally fine before. Your diet has almost not changed, except you're not eating enough protein now. So I need you to eat more protein. I said, okay, I'll drink a protein shake in the middle of the day. She was like, great. I was like, okay, cool. So I did that. I made that adjustment. I went to the doctor this past week. I've lost 8 pounds. Doctor's like, I now don't know why you're not losing weight. Now I have to see a bariatric specialist. So, basically, I've confounded 2 doctors as to why I'm not losing weight. This is the weight that my body kind of just sits at and has since I've been in college, which is chunky, fat, whatever you want to call it, plus size, curvy. You can pick any adjective. I'll pick fat. I'm not offended by the word fat. And I'm okay with it. That it's the doctors that really want me to lose weight. I feel fine at this size. I feel great at this size. I feel mobile. I feel, you know what I mean? Like I can go and lift weights. You know, I was recovering from being ill.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel fine at this size. I feel, I can do yoga.
Maybe it's a them problem.
It's kind of a them problem, but when doctors tell you to do stuff, you're kind of like, well, I got to do stuff. So unfortunately I got to go do that. So I'm going to pass on being a medical marvel. It's not what it's cracked up to be, guys.
Wow. Yeah. It doesn't sound
it's
very
so
fun.
Wild.
And
I'm not having any issues with the medication. So as so like, I'll just stay the course, it's been fine, but what a weird thing.
Very, very intriguing. I'm no doctor.
Yeah, me either.
I was so intently listening to your story.
I didn't think
what my pass was.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know.
Let's see. Pass. I remember what it was. You know what I'm going to pass on? Working in the month of December. We should all have the month of December off.
It's a little hard to be too serious at work. Not that I'm not slacking off. I'm sure my bosses will notice I'm doing.
Certainly, we are not slacking
a normal
off
amount of work,
our bosses. And I'm like finishing up with this big story, and I actually am happy to be. But it's just like, shouldn't we get a month off? And
people are taking
December?
Off well-deserved time. It's making other people work a little harder. It's all weird.
And also
December.
like, I just feel like, well, our job, a lot of it is talking to other people, and
super hard to do that.
They are not around.
Yeah.
Like they've got other things going on too. And Hanukkah starts this week. Then we got Christmas. Like, let's just
pump the
as
brakes.
a group say no thank you to work in December. And everyone
yeah,
is
I'm
everyone
signing
with
this
me
petition.
on this? Except for this, we will make the podcast, but this is barely work. I mean,
fun work.
It's work if you're listening and you're our boss, but it is fun work.
Yeah.
For everyone else.
I mean, I do have to edit this later, but for right now, it's fun.
It's fun. Well, we kind of talked.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. We advised. We smashed
today.
our past.
Yeah.
We appreciate you listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
If you'd like to sign our petition to not work in December, you should text Lizzy about it.
Text me. I'm going to tell you how to do that. It's very simple. You just text the word advice to 503-751-8731 and then click the link and subscribe.
Like my mom.
You too could be a hero like Destiny's mom.
It's very true. All right.
Thanks,
well,
guys.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
For listening to Why Though the podcast. Subscribe for weekly episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. If you're looking for more Why Though, check out my column that comes out every Tuesday on OregonLive.com. You can support our local journalism by going to OregonLive.com/pod support.